Good evening, darling ladies. My name is Ellen Davis. I'm a Hy-Vee sports dietitian here in the West Des Moines area. As a Hy-Vee sports dietitian, I work on a very regular basis with high school athletes, helping them understand and adopt the principle of food as fuel first. Along with that goes helping them understand that what they put into their bodies in the form of food and drink has a direct impact on what they get out in the form of their performance. Unfortunately, I'm unable to be with you tonight, but Coach Wilson had asked me to share just a few suggestions in how you can help your sons fuel their season very successfully. One of the biggest challenges that I see high school athletes facing, especially high school football players, is that it's hard for them to maintain their weight throughout the season. Increased caloric expenditure correlates to weight loss throughout the season, and oftentimes they'll end up going into championship season weighing a little bit less than they did at the beginning of the season. Now, they work very hard all summer long, all off season long, trying to acquire that lean muscle structure, and then only to get to championship season weighing a little bit less than they would hope. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to walk through a day of suggestions and how you can enhance what your sons are already doing in the form of their fueling plan, just to make sure that their caloric needs overall are met. Okay, so let's start with breakfast. I often see breakfast skipped at the high school level. It's a huge opportunity for between 600 and 800 calories at least every single day. Just by doing that on a very regular basis, you can really set yourself up for success all day long and all season long, really. So just a few suggestions that I have. Greek yogurt is one of my top go-tos when it comes to breakfast choices. A lot of high school athletes do not enjoy the texture of Greek yogurt, so I'll often suggest a Greek yogurt drink. We've got an option here. It's called the Chobani drink. There's lots of different flavors available, but what they've done with this product is that they've just added a little bit of water, so it kind of waters down the typical texture of Greek yogurt. It helps make it a little bit more palatable for these high school athletes. There's about 14 grams of protein in that drink, which is really important for your young men. Consistent protein intake throughout the day will be paramount to their success. Now, if you've got a young athlete that prefers the texture and the flavor of regular old Greek yogurt, there's lots of options available. Oikos 000 is one of my favorite options. This has about 15 or 16 grams of protein per little 5-ounce cup. So you could do this, maybe add a little bit of granola, maybe some fresh berries on top. Couple that with some peanut butter toast, and you'd have a breakfast choice that would be about 600 calories, really in that sweet spot of what we're talking about. Other great breakfast options, if your sons prefer oatmeal. Oatmeal is an awesome option at breakfast time, and I understand that sometimes time is of the essence in the morning, so something like this already pre-mixed oatmeal that you can just add water and microwave would be a really good option for them. Now, if you've got a pancake lover, which who doesn't love pancakes, right? We also have what is called Power Cakes Unleashed. It is a flapjack in a cup. So you add water to this, you microwave, and you've got a pancake in a cup. This particular option is chocolate peanut butter flavored. So all of my favorite things wrapped up in a little cardboard box. Wonderful, right? So that's breakfast. Aim for about 600 to 800 calories every day, no questions asked, 7 days a week too. Don't allow your kids or your sons to take the weekends off, because it truly is important 7 days a week to maintain that consistency to their fueling schedule in order for them to stay on track. Next meal or snack, whatever you want to call it, what I see as a huge opportunity for fueling is mid-morning, especially if your son has to be at school early for any given reason, and if they have a late lunch. I often will suggest having a mid-morning snack consisting of about 200 to 300 calories, maybe up to 400 calories if your son requires more calories overall throughout the day. One suggestion that I have are called picky bars. You maybe heard me talk about picky bars before. These are a great option. They've got a 4-to-1 ratio of carbohydrate to protein. They come in a variety of delicious flavors. They are gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free. So if that pertains to your needs, they work out really well for you. If you have a son who is peanut-free, or maybe the classroom that he's in requires a peanut-free choices, Picky Bars actually has a flavor. It's called Need for Seed, and it is peanut and tree nut free. So that would be a good option for you as well. We've got the Chai and Catch Me here, the Cookie Dopeness flavor, and my personal favorite, fudge nuts. It tastes like a brownie. So those are some really great options at mid-morning time. But if your son isn't a huge fan of Picky Bars, trail mix is also a great option at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Very easy to consume, very calorically dense choice. You can easily throw down like a half a cup of trail mix, get about 400 calories in that. Really nutrient dense, good source of healthy fats in this. Other options would be something like the P3 Portable Protein Pack. This has about 13 grams of protein. This is shelf stable, so you could throw it in your backpack or your locker, or you could even have it in your car if necessary, but something that would also be a really good choice for them. Moving on to lunch. I've heard wonderful things about the Dowling lunch program, and all kids eat school lunch, and that's awesome. Some kids may not be able to consume as many calories as needed in school lunch alone. So what I often suggest in that case is to enhance what you are already doing. Maybe that includes just bringing a banana with peanut butter to enhance your school lunch that what you're already consuming. Other options would be something called Nick Sticks. Maybe some of you have seen these. These are in the health market at Hy-Vee. About 10 grams of protein in this. So if you're seeing a trend that meals aren't providing enough protein, this is something that you could bring along to enhance what you are already doing at school lunchtime. Okay, let's move on to pre-practice fueling. There's a huge opportunity for caloric consumption prior to practice beginning. Generally, what I suggest is aim for about 60 to 90 minutes before practice starts. Consume a snack higher in carbohydrate. One choice would be our Hy-Vee Energy Bites. I'm sure you've seen these. These are in the health market, and they're just a calorically dense, high carbohydrate choice. There's a few different flavors available. You can also make these on your own at home. In general, usually it's a peanut butter base, maybe some oatmeal, maybe chia seed, chocolate chips. This particular option has M&Ms in it, so very likely to be consumed by high school athletes because they taste good, right? So that window of time, about 60 to 90 minutes before practice starts, really, really great opportunity for just a small snack. Doesn't have to be large and outrageous, but something just to top off that fuel tank, so to speak, as you're going into practice time. Okay, let's move through to post-practice and the importance of recovery. Recovery is incredibly, incredibly paramount for success and the longevity of a season. What I generally suggest is about 20 to 25 grams of protein and about 40 to 60 grams of carbohydrate within 30 minutes post-practice. So we have a lot of different options available to us that fit that bill. The Organic Valley Organic Fuel shelf-stable drink choice is a great option. These are found in the health market at Hy-Vee. These do not need to be refrigerated and can be consumed at a room temperature sense. If you don't love room temperature drinks, go with something like the Fairlife chocolate milk. Fairlife chocolate milk has about 2 times the amount of protein and uses just half the amount of added sugar as regular chocolate milk. This product is found in the standard dairy aisle right next to all the other chocolate milk options. So it comes in an individual serving like this, and then also comes in a full gallon option as well. I often have athletes ask me, is protein powder an appropriate choice? And I say absolutely. In the right situation, for sure, protein powders have a true benefit. Generally, what I say is, in a convenient situation, a protein powder is one of your only options, truthfully. One of my favorite ones is the performance-inspired Performance Whey. You've probably seen Performance Inspired on the shelf at Hy-Vee in the health market. We have a new flavor. It's called Strawberries and Cream, and it is delicious. Mix this with milk or water. Now, if you're going to mix it with water, make sure you couple that protein shake with a banana or an apple, or maybe applesauce, some sort of carbohydrate, because the protein powder is just going to provide protein, but you need to couple that with carbohydrate in order to truly benefit from the recovery purpose. Okay, let's move through to evening snack time, right? Because boys are always hungry, especially when they're high school football players. There is actually a lot of research right now that's showing that a protein snack within an hour of going to bed can help reduce muscle breakdown overnight and can actually enhance muscle synthesis during that same time. So generally what I suggest is a snack with about 30 to 40 grams of protein. Now, cottage cheese is an awesome option to fit this bill. This is individual cottage cheese that we have here on the shelf at Hy-Vee, again, and they in the normal dairy aisle. This particular one has about 16 grams of protein. So what I would suggest is either having at least one, maybe 1.5 of these, or have a full cup of just good old-fashioned cottage cheese, or pair this with a glass of 2% white milk, and you would hit your protein needs in that time frame. All right, a couple things that we did not touch upon yet. The importance of hydration. Now, the first several weeks of the season, they're going to be hot. We've experienced a lot of hot temperatures here in the Midwest already this summer, and I often have athletes ask me, if I don't really want to work that hard to change my fueling plan, but there's some changes that I would like to make, what would be the easiest thing that I could do in order to feel better and perform better as an athlete? And my answer always is make sure that you're hydrated all the time. Okay, so water is always going to be your first go-to when it comes to making sure that your hydration status is relevant, but water sometimes doesn't always do the trick. So in that case, I often suggest working in something like Noon. Noon is an electrolyte replacement tablet that you just drop into a water bottle and sip on throughout the day. So it has important electrolytes, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So Noon provides a little bit of fizz to your water bottle, but it just really helps you to absorb the nutrients that you're taking in, helps your muscles contract properly, and is just a really, really great product. Noon, of course, is also found in the health market at Hy-Vee. Okay, one more thing that is really great for both hydration status and recovery status is tart cherry juice concentrate. Tart cherry juice concentrate is an athlete's dream. What you do with tart cherry juice concentrate is mix just 1 or 2 tablespoons into about 6 to 8 ounces of water on a pretty regular basis. Research has shown that using tart cherry juice consistently can help increase your workload capacity, so you can do more by giving out less output. All right, so tart cherry juice, really, really a great thing for athletes for that recovery purpose. One thing that has absolutely nothing to do with food, but everything to do with athletes is a product that I love, It's called Odor Zapper, and it does just what it sounds like. It zaps odor. Odor Zapper is for things that stink. Either football pads, football cleats, maybe your son forgot that they've got, a makeup practice or whatever it is. Odor Zapper is very, very helpful. Just spray it on your clothes, and it literally goes in and eliminates the odors that are associated with that pile of clothing. Or maybe you just need to spray your child because he stinks. I don't know. It may happen. So that's Odor Zapper. We've talked a lot about several different products here tonight. If you have any questions about how you can help your son find success on the football field, please let me know. I'd be happy to help from a fueling standpoint. Please email me at hivcssd@gmail.com or ask Coach Wilson for my contact information. He has all of that available, and I would love to work with you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks so much.